What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Hope you're all doing well. It's a lunchtime chat today. As I indicated yesterday, going to go much earlier this afternoon. I got a jam-packed afternoon after this, so hope you can join me for a little bit of lunch while we're live here. If not, hopefully you'll catch it on replay, which I'm finding more and more of you do, and I really appreciate it. I get a lot of people saying how, sometimes I can't make it live, often can't make it live, but I always either catch the podcast or the replay on YouTube or Facebook, and I can't tell you that the fact that anyone goes out of their way to listen to these ramblings is pretty insane to me, but I really do greatly appreciate it. And speaking of the podcast, I want to let everybody know, because I just found out maybe some people don't. Yes, we are available here, Packers Daily, available on all the major podcast platforms. However, if you enjoy your podcast without ads, all you need to do is become a Cheesehead TV Patreon supporter. All of the podcasts are available ad-free on the Patreon page. So if you don't want to listen to annoying ads in the middle of a podcast, you want to keep going with the flow, don't want it interrupted, become a Cheesehead TV Patreon member. You'll become, one of the most ardent supporters of the brand here at Cheesehead TV. You'll be invited to our happy hour each and every week. You get 10% off in our store year long, and you get ad-free podcasts and other various goodies. So just wanted to let everybody know that, because like I said, somebody was emailing me last week, and I found out not everybody's aware. So just want to make everybody aware. I also want to make sure that everybody's aware that you can utilize Ticket King if you want to watch the Green Bay Packers play tackle football in the year 2023. That's right. Just head to cheeseheadtv.com. Utilize the schedule either on the website or the app. We have individualized links for each and every game. Home, away, preseason, regular season, every single one of them. Use Ticket King, people. You don't want to use Ticketmaster or StubHub or SeatGeek. None of this national nonsense. Use a company based in Wisconsin since the early 90s. They got a spot right across the street from Lambeau Field. You can stop right by after the game and get tickets for another game if you want. Or make it really easy on you. Just go to Cheesehead TV. Use our schedule. Links for every single game right there. Do it, people. Support local Wisconsin business. Hope you're all doing well. Like I said, got to go early today. But because I'm a little early and there's obviously no news happening, I wanted to get your opinion, folks, here in the chat. Each and every day you guys come in here and I pick a topic and I opine on it, and then we kind of kick things off. And then inevitably someone asks me about Star Wars and people get mad that they're off topic. You know the drill. But today I wanted you guys to drive it. Who do you think is going to make the second-year jump? The proverbial second-year jump that we hear about each and every year. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it does not. Guys, I've talked a lot about Romeo Doubs. I think he's in for a big bump. And it's not to say that anybody else won't. I think everybody's in line to keep developing, right? I think they're expecting big things from guys like Devontae Wyatt and Quay Walker. Certainly Zach Tom is going to keep improving, hopefully. And, there's a litany of dudes who are, hopefully going to take that step forward. But for my money, I think Romeo Doubs is going to be a guy who, and look, I'm not saying he's going to catch 100 balls and break passing records or anything like that, but I do think he's going to be a lot better than people are expecting. And I do think because of the nature of the offense and the way that defenses are going to probably try to take away, both Aaron Jones and Christian Watson, those will be the focus, right, of most defensive coordinators, I would suspect. I think Romeo Doubs is going to have ample opportunity to prove what he can do. And I do think, given what we saw last year, the upside is unlimited. And I know towards the end of the year, he did kind of fade. I do think a lot of that was due to the high ankle sprain that he was coming off of. But that's just what I think. I'd love to know what you guys think here in the comments section, which is already severely populated. What's up, everybody? Brandy's here. Cheers, Brandy. Hope you're doing well. Abdul hitting us with the super chat. What's up, Aaron? Hey, Aaron, could you see us being at 3 or 4 win team this year? Would that be disappointing or understandable? Oh, that would be very disappointing. I think this is a much better team than 3 or 4 wins. Now, is it impossible? No. Could it happen? Sure. Absolutely. The NFL is a fickle beast, especially when big changes are afoot, which they certainly are in Green Bay. But I think given the coach and the quarterback and the players, the team that's been assembled, yeah, that would be severely disappointing. 3 or 4. There's not much there that I would label understandable. Like, would I be surprised? A little bit. Do I think it's impossible that happens? No, no. It's the league's too tough. It's too tough from week to week. And Aaron Rodgers, for whatever misgivings you may have about him and his game towards the end of his career in Green Bay, he still got them out of a lot and covered up a lot. So, yeah, no, that's not impossible. But yes, it would be extremely disappointing. Abdul again, what's up, man? Was watching some old highlights. What happened to Geronimo Allison? He was pretty good for a season and then flamed out. I think, didn't he catch on with Atlanta for a second? I know he was with the Lions for a second and then Atlanta or something like that. And then he went to I believe he ended up in the CFL for a little bit. But after that, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you where he's at right now. I don't think he's retired, but yeah, he's one of those guys that certainly looked the part in Green Bay, but I think playing with Aaron Rodgers certainly helped. No doubt about it. What's up, Oz? Good morning. How are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Abdul again, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Who is the most awkward player to talk to or most awkward interaction with a player you've had? Man, I ain't calling anybody out. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Awkward interactions. I don't know, man. I can't say that anything leaps to mind. It's just because when guys are in the locker room and the media's there or dealing with the media in general, they've had media training. Like, everybody knows the drill now. So it's hard to, not that you'd want to, but you're not trying to surprise these guys. You're not trying to, like, put them on the spot more often than not. But, yeah, so most of the guys, it's not a big deal. And they've done it before. They've been talking to the press, so to speak, the media, quote unquote, since probably before college. So I don't know. I can't think of a really awkward kind of interaction. I will probably. I'd say the one thing that leaps to mind is running into Morgan Burnett outside the Best Buy when Cheesehead TV was first starting out, and I was so excited just to see a Packer in like regular life, and I really geeked out. I was like, "Oh my God, Morgan! I'm such a big fan." And he was like, "It's so clear he was just at Best Buy to pick something up." It was before everybody ordered everything on the internet, and it was clear that I was probably a little more intense than I should have been. So that's the only thing I can really think. But that wasn't on him. That was on me. So I too geek out over Green Bay Packers. What else we got here? Jake asks, "Is Samori Toure still around?" You bet he is, and I am fascinated to see what opportunities he gets, because I think he made the most with what he was given last year. He just wasn't given a whole lot. But yeah, I do think you're going to see he'll be in the mix with the starters rotationally. It's really up to him as far as like what kind of hay he can make in camp and kind of make a case for playing time. But man, don't count him out. He certainly looked the part in preseason last year and seemed to come on as the summer went on. And then, of course, didn't play a whole lot in the regular season, but when he did, I thought when he played in the regular season, he did with, as much as he could, given limited opportunities. The touchdown Buffalo was a great play, So I do think he's got a chance. I think there's a reason he was chosen in the 7th round. The athleticism, there's a limited upside there, but that doesn't mean he can't be productive in the NFL if given opportunities. And does he make the most of those? So, yeah, there's a chance there. Ooh, Oz, I like that. How about a third-year jump? Caleb Jones. Caleb Jones is fascinating, man, because he certainly looked like he belonged last summer when, in the 11-on-11 stuff, certainly in the preseason. He doesn't look like he belongs generally. Like, a dude that big on a football field jumps out. That's in a field of dudes who are big. But a left tackle, like, being asked to move and pull and moving as well as he does in space is shocking. And his play was really, really consistent throughout the summer last year. So, yeah, if he takes another step forward, I could see him, like, going the Yash track, right? Like, sitting for a couple years and then eventually being called upon and hopefully delivering, I really like his game. But he's got to do it again. Just because he did something last year doesn't guarantee he's going to do it this year. And that goes for a lot of these young guys, But I really liked what we saw last year, no doubt about it. Dash, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Dobbs easy. When he got opportunity, he balled out in the beginning of the year. His play only declined after injury. I tend to agree. Now, some of it you can look at it and say, even in after the injury, some of that seemed like maybe concentration issues, like a couple of the drops he had late in the year. But you do wonder how much he's compensating for the injury, how much of he's thinking about it when he's planting, cutting, etc. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I thought early in the season, especially you look at the Tampa game, like that's how he should be utilized and can be utilized, I think, to the best of his ability. Justice pointed this out when we chatted. The one worry there is teams getting up in his grill and getting physical with him at the line of scrimmage, which they most certainly will. Because across the field, you're probably not trying to jam Christian Watson lest you get run by, right? You're going to find that corners are going to want to get up on Romeo to try and disrupt him because he's really good off the line once he gets into his routes. It's the question of teams did a good job last year when they did want to get physical with him of taking him out. So that's certainly something he's going to be working on, probably has been working on in the offseason. Got to think he's going to be working out in training camp. They're going to be working with him because if he can master that, just start a good arsenal of moves to get off the line from the jam, then he's really going to be cooking with gas. But that's the one area where there's legit, I understand, concern, no doubt. TJ says, all these rookies from last year are going to improve. You hope so. It's no given, though. I mean, here's the thing. Last year's draft class is the first one in a long time where I think we can point to and go, wow, they really got a crop here that's promising, that could be part of a core, right? I mean, from the defensive side with Wyatt and Walker and Enigbare to the offensive side with the receivers, and you throw in Zach Tom, and it's like you've got a core there that you hope develops together and keeps making strides. But, man, that is no guarantee. Now, sometimes it happens. You get lucky, but history would suggest that one or two of these dudes are going to fall off. Now, that doesn't say that it's going to have to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Ain't easy being cheesy. I love the early chats. Helps the work day. I'm here for you, buddy. Go Packers says, hi, Aaron. I think this is a 10-win team at least. I don't think Love will be bad considering he sat behind MVP Aaron Rodgers for 3 years. Yeah, I mean, look, I expect Jordan to play at a high level. I do expect him to struggle at times, and anyone thinking that he's going to come in and just light things up, I think is in for a rude awakening. But, yeah, he can play at a high level right out the gate. Of that, there's no question in my mind. Now, can he play as well as Aaron did right away? I don't know about that. That might be pushing it. But as far as a 10-win team, at least? You're saying at least. Buddy, to quote C-3PO, I wish I had your confidence. Look, I'd love it if they won 10-plus games. That'd be great. I'm rooting for it. But, man, there's a lot of youth on this team. A lot of youth. That's got to come together on offense real quick. Now, who knows? Maybe the defense keeps them in games. That's the hope, right? But that was the hope last year, and we all saw how that ended up. Anyway, we shall see. Joe, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Can't remember a year where both the need and the potential for second-year jumps is as great as it is this year. Will be an interesting ride. That's the thing, Joe, right? If that really promising rookie class from last year takes a collective step together, boy, howdy. Something special is going to be going on in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I will tell you that, because you did see real promise from almost the entire rookie class last year. Almost the entire rookie class. But, yeah, that would be an impressive feat. And you're right. You talk about a team in desperate need of that to happen. It's the Green Bay Packers. No doubt about it. Robin says Toure is going to ball this year. You heard it here first. Nags, do you have a pack winning the division this year? Go Packers, ask me after training camp. That's when I usually make all my predictions. Abdul again, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. I know we've talked about Mercedes a lot this offseason, but at this point, since he's still a free agent, is there any room for him on the roster? Doubtful. Just doesn't fit with the philosophy of what they seemingly want to be doing here as far as resetting the roster and letting it grow together. Really appreciate Big Dog. Love everything he brought to the green and gold, but I'd be very surprised if they made that call. Joe, isn't Caleb Jones a second-year guy? Yeah, Joe, that's why Oz prefaced it with third-year guy, but ... Carl, thanks for Super Chat. My second-year jump votes, Enigbari and Wyatt. I think Enigbari's jump will be earlier in the season, and Wyatt's will come mid-season. Can't wait. Well, speaking of Enigbari, if you guys missed it for some reason, for whatever reason, I chatted with young JJ Enigbari yesterday on the YouTube channel here, so make sure you check that out. Really fun chat. But yeah, Enigbari and Wyatt, I'm down with those guys. And I don't know, man. I don't know that anything will be keeping Wyatt from making that jump earlier. I mean, we'll see. I guess it comes down to playing time and producing, right? Hopefully he's allowed right out of the gate to get after it, but we shall see. Brandy. Adam Stenovich for a second-year jump? Can we include coaches? I am very interested to see how much Adam gets to kind of put his thumbprints on this offensive design. You know, it's really interesting listening to his availabilities over the offseason and last year talk about what he prefers on offense versus what actually happens on offense. Abdul, thanks again, man. Sorry, last one, Aaron. Don't ever apologize for sending super chats, buddy. Musgrave over 800 yards receiving. Watson over 1,200 yards receiving. Would you take over or under on those? I'd take under on both of those. And that's not to malign or dismiss either of their upsides or possibilities. But I do think this is an offense that is going to spread the ball around. Doesn't mean I don't believe in either one of those guys, but 1,200 yards, that's a pretty significant jump for Watson. And I understand the time he missed last year. I get it. But he's not playing with Aaron Rodgers. He is playing with a first-year starter at quarterback. I don't think that's going to mean that he's not going to put up yards and points, but that feels like a lot. Now, 1,000, 900 around there, then it gets hard. But 1,200, I'd probably take the under there. Mimsy, thanks for the super chat. The only jump I need is Matt LaFleur's real offensive scheme. We all know how Matt loves that term. It's great. Justin Wilkie on Facebook says, the division is definitely in play. No clear front runner. I tend to agree. It's interesting because, the Vikings won it last year and then flamed out in the playoffs like we all knew they would. So they're the defending division champs, right? But it feels like the Lions should be the favorite, even though they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, they certainly, beat up on the Packers twice last year, scored a ton of points week after week, except against the Packers. So, yeah, I would think Detroit should be the favorite, but I hear you and I totally agree that it's not like they're a runaway, like they're going to just, win 13, 14 games and everyone else is going to be chasing them all year. It doesn't feel like that. And, yeah, 100% Packers are in the mix. No question about it. I got to take one or two more here. How many catches or rushes for Nixon? Ooh, Bernie, good question. Man, I don't know. I know they keep talking about it or teasing it or whatever, but if he's returning kicks, which he is, and playing full-time nickel role on defense, which right now that's what he's slated to do, I don't know how much is left over for him to be involved on offense. But let's say 18 catches and 3 touchdowns on offense. There you go. Hope you like it. Ain't easy being cheesy. Mike Wall makes a good point with the limited practices. Mike Wall almost always makes good points. The offseason programs set up by the players themselves are a lot more important. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, especially with the offensive guys, the skill players, timing, route, step work, footwork with the quarterback matching up with the guys, either, the receivers or even the guys out of the backfield, just locking that in. Something that, because of the limited time you have on a practice field due to the CBA, yeah, those things are probably a little bit more important now than they were back when Mike was playing, which I'm sure is kind of what he was framing it as. Because, McCarthy used to talk about that all the time, like the quarterback school, the thing that really helped Aaron Rodgers at the beginning. Well, none of that is even allowed now. There's just not enough time. They used to really break things down, footwork stuff, timing, rhythm stuff, and all of that. Now, they still work on fundamentals. Of course, that's being worked on, but not, with the heavy detail and time that it took back in the day. So, yeah, I would agree. Those things that those guys in particular are working on, you would think would pay dividends and help just get it in their bodies, right? All those banked reps, as the guys like to say, means something. especially when you're working with somebody else. No question about it. All right, buddy, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out and talking on this special lunchtime edition of Packers Daily. There will be no chat tomorrow, so I will see you on Monday. Please be safe over the weekend. Really, really appreciate you guys hanging out and doing everything you do to support Cheesehead TV, including liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and then telling your friends and telling your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.